started with Chapter 1 of the Middle School Student's Guide to Academic Success, 12 Conversations for College and Career Readiness. So Conversation 1 is goals. Listen, we do not expect you to make any decisions today concerning the rest of your life. That is not the purpose of this conversation. In fact, goals change so frequently in life that it would be unrealistic to have that expectation. We want to have a conversation about preparing more immediate goals. 6 months, 1 year, 3 years, 5 years. You can even make goals for a day or a week. Many people have them, but instead of calling them goals, they simply refer to them as a to-do list. So think about it. Where are you now? Where do you want to be? What is going to get you there? You see, your goals are your own personal GPS navigation system. Personally, we get a little nervous leaving the house to go somewhere without that wonderful device in our cars and on our phones that calls up directions. Goals perform the same function. Goals keep you on the right road. Once you know where you'd like to go, goals keep you moving in the right direction. So how do you know where you want to go? If you could sneak a peek at your future, what would make you excited? Take away all ideas of winning the lottery. Try again. What would make you happy? What would make you proud of your future self? Or just think about yourself right now. What do you love to do? Do you love a certain sport? Do you love to participate in a particular game? Are you a dancer? Are you a writer? Are you a reader? Beyond this exact moment, of course. If you could spend more time doing something, what would it be? Do you have some ideas? We hope so, because we're going to talk about the next step. There's one extremely important concept you must know before we go even a step further. Don't worry, it's nothing new. You've probably even heard it before. You need to write down your goals. One of our mentors, whom we worked with closely, Dr. Stephen R. Covey, would say that a goal was not real until it was written down and you were making reasonable plans to reach the goal. Stop setting goals, he wrote. Goals are pure fantasy unless you have a specific plan to achieve them. Dr. Covey refers to this as begin with the end in mind. In his book, The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People, it's the second habit. If you begin with the end in mind, you take the time to develop an image in your mind of where or even who you want to be. Then, as you plan, you examine your choices and decisions in the context of this image. Is this part of a plan to achieve your goal? Is this going to help you get to where you want to be? There is power in writing down your goals because they are direct reflections of your desires. When you write down a goal, your mind is better able to commit it to memory because it took thought and action. There's even science to back this principle up. If you do not like science, you may think this is pretty cool. Even if you do not like science, you may think this is pretty cool. A professor at the University of Oregon, Ed Vogel, is studying how our brains react when we set a goal. He's using a lot of high-tech equipment to essentially map out the brain. He compares an efficient brain to a building that has a big guard at the door, someone who can control who comes in and who has to stay out. If you have goals, you are able to tell your brain what can come in and what needs to go right back out. When you write down your goal, your brain recognizes it and now knows that it is important. Professor Vogel has seen that once a goal is established, a part of the brain called the globus pallidus acts as that big guard at the door. With the goal firmly established, your brain will work with you by keeping out those things that might otherwise distract you. Pretty cool, right? So write it down and include as much detail as possible. Though honestly, we'll take whatever you can come up with. This is not a graded assignment. So if all you have as a goal is go to college, then we can work with that. Writing down something like go to a top 20 college by the time I'm 19 years old is of course a better, more defined goal, but we need to start somewhere. You're going to have several academic goals. For example, earning good grades in high school, scoring well on college entrance exams, attending a good college. These are all great academic goals for you to consider, but be sure to consider other things. Do you want to play an instrument or practice a sport? Do you want to make a team? Would you like to participate in a school or community event? Do you want to save a certain amount of money to buy something special? If you answered yes to any of these questions above, then make a goal. Think about how to get there. Enter your destination into your own GPS. Now, at the beginning of this book, we talked about the importance of including a parent or mentor in this process. Remember, a parent or mentor is someone you feel that you can freely talk to about your life, your plans, and especially your goals. Having parents and mentors included in this process has many benefits. First, they may recognize potential in you that you do not recognize in yourself, and they can help you elevate your goals beyond what you think you can do. Second, they will encourage you to accomplish your goals. It's nice to have someone there to make sure you do not quit, even when you get discouraged. This is too important. And last but certainly not least, they have specific skills and experiences to coach you towards success. You most likely will have a combination of parent mentors, but having goal-specific parent mentors to whom you are accountable is important. Give them a copy of your goals and get together as often as you need to review them. Tell your parent mentors why you chose them to help you. We know they will be honored to help you, and you will be diligent in holding you accountable for the goals you set. No matter the person, be sure you always have at least one parent or mentor with whom you check in on a weekly basis. Also, be sure your parent or mentor is honest with you about your progress. We hope that you will also include your friends. You are old enough now that you understand the power and value of friendship. Even today, some of the most influential people in our lives are friends we made in middle school. We went through the same grades together and helped one another along the way. We know that you will do the same. Having good friends will make you a better person. Good friends will be there for you literally every step of the way, because they are taking the journey with you. So choose your friends and your path carefully. We love this quote by Sean Covey. He wrote the book, The 7 Habits of Highly Effective Teens. If you decide to just go with the flow, you'll end up where the flow goes, and sometimes it's headed straight downhill into a pile of sludge. You'll end up doing what everyone else is doing, which may not be your end in mind at all. The road to anywhere is really a life to nowhere. The saying goes, you may need to decide what direction feels right to you. It's really never too early. We know that you want to be more than a big pile of sludge, so be willing to be picky, to want the best for your life and your future. And if that means going against the flow, so be it. Learn. In middle school, we started a friendship with Theo. Theo struggled with obesity throughout childhood and into middle school. His weight never got to the point that he couldn't be active, but we could definitely tell he was unhappy with his appearance. At such a young age, his weight was detrimental both physically and psychologically. This all changed one summer day. We're not sure what happened exactly, but Theo set a goal to lose weight. He was sick of the way he looked and sick of the way he felt inside, and instead of researching intense dieting plans or quick weight loss routines, he set a goal to run every day. On the first day he left his house, he started his run to the nearest stop sign. Doing so nearly made him pass out, but that was his goal, and he did it. Running to the end of the street was something he had never done before, and being outdoors in front of neighbors required tremendous confidence. With the help of his parents and mentors, Theo ran to the stop sign each day until he felt comfortable running a longer distance. Over the course of a year, Theo dropped all his extra weight and became one of the most physically fit kids in school. In fact, Theo was able to join a competitive marching band and also became one of our high school's best cross-country runners. If you had told us in 8th grade that Theo would become one of our school's best athletes, we would not have believed you. Theo's determination is commendable, and he is proof that a young person can set and achieve major goals. Theo's story is inspiring and is one of the many examples of students who desire change and achieve it through goal setting and hard work. We have seen family and friends overcome illness, earn high grades and test scores, build business empires, and help others through years of service to community and military organizations, to name a few. With the resources available to us through modern research and technology, we hardly ever hear the word impossible anymore. Whatever your goals are, now is the time to develop them with the help of a parent or mentor. Do not wait until you are forced to think about your future because your college application is due next week. Things will fall into place if you start now. Imagine what opportunities will open up to you when looking for a great college, having already set goals and taken the necessary steps to succeed years before applying. Reflect. Please take as much time as you need to ponder the following questions. Then, with the help of your parents and mentors, fill in your answers in the space provided. As you consider the questions in the conversation and the ones to follow, be sure to reference the student accountability model below. Make sure you consider how to identify your desire, list specific actions to achieve it, and ways to maintain your progress and further it by sharing as you answer. As the arrow indicates, these steps all build on each other.